New things.
So
Okay.
we are live. Should be on YouTube already, and it's usually taking more time on LinkedIn, but should come.
Yes, it's okay on YouTube. I can see it. Cool.
Okay. Let me check on LinkedIn. We are live as well and ready for Microcks community meeting number 20 already.
20 already. Yep.
20 during the summertime. Okay, so let's see if some of our community members are joining us for opening the conversation. Maybe just before we start sharing some information regarding the project, Laura, maybe I can give you also a little update on the call that I've done just previously, because I think that could be of interest for the community as well regarding CNCF sub-project, which is dedicated to CNCF project review. So mainly focus on what we name the governance review and the technical review, which are two dedicated documents for project maintainers to answer questions, grab feedback, and have help from the CNCF community. And I think it's a very smart and nice idea, especially for maintainers to go out of their comfort zone and sometimes answer to questions that we may don't think about it on a daily basis due to the fact that we are quite focused on the project itself. So the goal is really to answer questions, have feedback, and have eyes from experts within the CNCF, take a look on our governance model and all the technical aspect, but from an end user point of view regarding our project. The good point as well for us, it's related to our incubation ongoing process because we have submitted everything. So the technical review and the governance review and as a feedback from the sub-project is not mandatory for our submission, but it's maybe nice that we start it, let's say, for the next phases. And the TOC, in case of if they think that something is missing within or is not clear enough or not, let's say, fully aligned with expectation for an incubation project, sorry, they may request us to do a technical review or governance review. So I'm just sharing that information because we, Laurent and I are very focused and busy on that, but it's also very important for the community, the fact that Microcks would like to level up from sandbox to incubation within the CNCF. The fact that we have done everything for this purpose and we are waiting for TOC review, but also the fact that we stay, up to date and stay tuned in order to, let's say, embrace all the good initiative like this one, technical and governance review, to make our application more easier to review for TOC members and maybe more, let's say, align with end user expectations. So I think we're going to initiate that in the coming months, but let's focus as well on the TOC review and see if we've missed anything regarding the way we manage the product so far. So that's just, let's say, an introduction and an overview, and also for you, Laurent, a recap of the call
Yeah.
that I've just done a few minutes before this one.
Cool. And during that time, we had someone that just connected. It's Destiny.
Hi, Destiny.
Destiny,
Welcome.
hi. Don't know if you can hear us or if you're just watching the live stream.
Yeah, I can hear you. Joined from Slack. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Good.
nice to meet you.
Okay. Is it the first time? I think it's the first time you connected to a community meeting, right?
Yes. This is the first time.
Okay. So you're a newcomer to the community?
Yes. I I found the project I think 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've not used it I've not used it for any of my projects, but I have gone through the documentation and I have also gone through some of the CLIs. So I think I made a contribution to the CLI, but uh,
Oh,
this guy's name.
yes.
And so we're trying to merge things together. So I had to take a pause on that, like to use a flag to uh make both. But
Yeah,
bottom line,
it rings a bell.
yeah, then so also I think I also send a PIO for for the documentation, but still waiting review. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. Cool, cool. And typically, what is your favorite stack, and how do you think you will be more useful to use Microcks on? Are you I see Microsoft just after your title here. Are you working on the .NET stack, or are you working in a GS world? What
So I didn't get that.
are you just? I was asking, what is your favorite development stack, and are you looking to? Are you watching to look how to use Microcks with, for example, .NET, or for example,
Oh, okay.
JavaScript, TypeScript?
Yeah, so my stack so basically I basically worked with Golang and um Node. So Node.js, that's TypeScript, Nest and all those like so yeah, I'm trying to see how I can use it and also contribute to the documentation.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the yeah,
excellent.
any part that require my skill documentation and Golang part of stuff. So TypeScript.
Excellent. Yeah, so welcome to the community as your first time, and yeah, don't hesitate, yeah, to ask us anything. Basically, we start the community meeting with a list of some news to share, but if people join us and connect and want to just talk about their topics, feel free to just start a new topic, and we'll be happy to answer anything you want to know on Microcks.
Yeah, okay, that's great.
Cool, cool. Yeah, so I think we have a few news to share this week regarding recent releases of different modules, but one really big thing I wanted to start with is the number of downloads of Microcks, because if you follow us for some time, you may have seen that this is something we are tracking very closely. And typically, last year, 2024, we had something like um, 800,000 downloads during the whole year. And just 2 days ago, this year, so 2025, we just reached the 1 million downloads of Microcks images. So that's really cool, because we are far above, let's say, our objectives. These are not hard objectives, because we are not directly, we don't receive incentives on the number of downloads, but it's a very good indicator of the, let's say, of the popularity and of the growth of the project. So we're really happy to have this, to have the reach this target just a few days ago.
Yeah, and we're
Uh,
gonna let's say do a association on that tomorrow as a teasing that let's say the video that we're gonna put on social for tomorrow, because yes, we are very proud about that 1 million downloads, and as Laurent said, we have already outpaced the numbers that we have done last year, and that's a very nice and strong objective. So that's very cool. So please join us to celebrate tomorrow on social, like and share, help us to, to promote and gain in visibility. But thanks a lot to all the adopters, users, and the community. It's just amazing. All right. So you're right, Laurent. I think that's a very nice way to start, let's say, the announcement of this
Yeah,
community.
yeah, exactly. And keep going, downloading Microcks, trying it out, also giving us some feedbacks because we know that things are not easy sometimes, and you get assumption when starting with a new tool, you want it to get quick and to onboard the most fast possible. So this afternoon, I was chatting with a guy who just started using Microcks with stateful marks, and it was a pain at the beginning, but yeah, we are here to help. So feel free to reach out, feel free to connect to the Discord server to ask for help, and we'll do our best to, yes, to improve and to help you to enhance the documentation as well. So yeah, be sure we are very open community.
Yeah, and as you said, Laurent, feedback is clearly a gift. And if you would like to contribute, as you said, Destiny, contribution to the documentation is also very important. Sometimes we are so deeply within a project that we may miss, some point which are very important for newcomers. So don't hesitate, let's say, to raise points or send PR to update the documentation. And I think regarding the documentation, just as a nice transition, you also have a brand new entry within the Microcks documentation, which was, let's say, requested by community members regarding the test container modules. Which
Yes.
starting to have noise and quite a lot of adapters for each of us, let's say, different flavors as well.
Yes, exactly. So I can share my screen on that. This was part of the stuff I prepared before the call. So typically, yeah, since last week, we have this new reference documentation because you may know that how documentation is organized around tutorials, guides, explanations, and references. So most of the time, references are just boring but comprehensive tables of definitions of our capabilities. And so typically we just created this page last week just to have a sum up of the different capabilities that are available across the different test containers modules on the different languages. So as of today, we have 4 different test containers modules, one for Java, one for Node.js, one for Golang, and one for .NET. And we try, yeah, the best we can to have some kind of the shared roadmap, um, yes, progressing all together, but sometimes it's quite hard to be synchronized on all languages. So we create this page to just track the different features that may be available or unavailable depending on the stack of your choice. So typically, we group stuffs around initialization features, mocking features, testing features as well, and the support of different asynchronous protocols. So you may see that there is no green everywhere. So typically stuff are still missing on the Golang and on the .NET side for initialization, for testing features, and almost for the asynchronous protocols. You know that you may know that my stack of choice is Java and still Java. So Java is most of the time the first module we are implementing new features in and then reporting to the other ones. So yeah, if you want to help, if you need a new feature or to backport a feature in a hurry, feel free to check it out. Feel free also, yes, to raise a PR to contribute to get inspiration from the other language and to help maintaining the stuff and backporting the different features between the different stacks.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so you can find this in references and here just test containers modules. Okay, so typically lately we just introduced a new features in the initialization phase of the test container library. And you now have the ability to configure and to import artifacts from remote URLs using secrets. And this can be very helpful if you are, for example, loading artifacts from your private GitHub or GitLab or Git repository. You need secrets to Microcks needs secrets to authenticate to the Git repository and be able to fetch the artifacts and to load the service definitions. And this new capability is now available on Java and Node.js, but not yet on Golang and .NET. So keep checking it, and this will come in probably in a few weeks, few months, whatever.
Yeah, that's a very nice improvement.
Yeah. And by the way, because we are talking about the test containers module, I can just, and these are some, yes, news and updates I wanted to share. We had some recent release. On the Node.js JavaScript world, we have the 0.3.2 release. It was a bit less than 2 weeks ago. Okay. And this one bring this new feature of using secrets when downloading remote artifacts. It was the main one, but it also provide a very important one because we messed up things in the previous release in the 0.3.0 and the 0.3.0.0.3.1. And typically uh, our module was not really a common JS module, not really a NecmaScript module. It was something in between. And it makes things a bit unusable for the community. So here we have decided to revert back, to roll back the changes and step back to being a pure common JS module for the test container module. So this should ease the usage of this module in your project and make things clearer about where we are going and what kind of JavaScript module we are delivering. So feel free to check it out. 2 weeks ago, 0.3.2 on the Node.js side. And because we introduced this new feature of downloading remote artifacts using secrets, we also upgraded the Java version. And you can see that it is now fully aligned on the Node.js version. And we also released the 0.3.2 with also this new capability of adding this ability to specify secret when downloading a remote artifact. So here is the pure example of the two different modules being totally aligned in terms of version number and in terms of roadmap. Okay, and I think that's it regarding the test container stuff. If I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I think it's clearly the case. I mean, two release in the latest weeks. And maybe something that we shared on socials, but maybe we can also, share some nice articles that were mentioning or article done in collaboration with Microcks and some other project. And we have a very nice article from Docker from Oleg. Put it in the chat. I don't know if you still share your screen, Laurent.
Not anymore, no.
Or I can do it.
Can do it, yes.
So, here it is. So that's a very nice article from Oleg regarding Docker model runner and how to use Microcks to mock and do some quite interesting and fancy stuff with LLM on your local machine. So that's very detailed and very smart explanation on how to set it up. And I think that clearly could be a game changer regarding the way you can use LLM locally and simulate using Microcks, something that is, let's say, self-contained and usable on your local machine without any external connections. So that's a very nice stuff, and we noticed quite a lot of let's say good feedback from Docker and Microcks community on this one. So feel free to check it out. That's on social. If you follow us on LinkedIn, you can have access to it directly. And gonna be very happy, let's say, to have feedback from the community on this use case and the way to set it up and see if people are using it for their own usages. That's good. That's, I think, an interesting topic that we will follow up. And the next one, so if you go on all the Microcks posts and so on, we have done, let's say, quite a lot. We also have had a very nice article from Dapper. It's not brand new, let's say. This one has been done in June regarding collaboration between Dapper and Microcks from Mauricio and Laurent, of course, with quite a lot of explanation on how to integrate Microcks within the Dapper Pizza Store application, which is something that Dapper is using for Kubernetes, talks, workshop with their communities, adopters, and also customers. And it's something that has been presented as well by Laurent and Mauricio at the latest Spring IO event in Barcelona a few months ago. And check it out because that's also very, very innovative in order, let's say, to avoid all the infrastructure boilerplate. You don't need to set up, Kubernetes and everything on your own. You can rely on Dapper and Microcks to simulate very, very powerful and complicated, let's say, microservices application. I don't know, Laurent, if you would like to add something on that, but I think this post is very, very nice, and it's also on the CNCF website.
Yes, typically, and you could also find the complete code base of the application on Maurizio GitHub repository. So yes, if you'd like to to learn more, to get some fresh ideas on how to improve your developers' experience about setting up complex testing environments the easy way, you just have a look at the Git repositories and at the article.
Yeah. Is the Git repo within the article or?
Yeah, I think it is just at the
Yeah.
beginning when we introduced the case, maybe not in the intro, but just after. Yes, here.
Yes. Yeah. So you have all
Exactly.
the code and everything in order to, let's say, reproduce and
Yes,
use it on your own. That's great.
exactly. And so the nice thing also is that here, this is a Java application, okay, but you may know that both Dapper and Microcks are agnostic to the technical stack and language you are choosing for your application. And so typically, this setup and this way of doing things is also totally portable to other stacks. So if you're a .NET developer and prefer C Sharp, if you're a Golang guru and developing the same kind of application using Golang, you know that Dapper has SDK for those languages as well. And Microcks has test containers modules for those languages as well. And typically, you can achieve exactly the same results on different stacks. So let's just focus on the architecture of the application, forget about the language and the stacks, and just remind and focus on the principles of testing this and doing the setup.
Yeah, clearly. Just check maybe if you have the right, especially on this demo, we are using Kafka. Check that you have the right asynchronous or EDA binding on the test container model you're going to use for Microcks. But now you have a documentation and a reference page
Yeah.
for this purpose, so that's cool.
But Kafka is supported everywhere, so that's cool.
Kafka is fine, of course, and it's the most used, so that's
Mm.
clearly good. All right. I think that's it for all the news regarding communication blog post and all the big nice shout out that we have had from the ecosystem. Any other point on your side, Laurent?
Yes, maybe now we can also focus on Microcks core things.
Yeah.
And this week, I just released the 1.12.1 release, and I can just give you a brief overview if you want. Let me share my screen as well. This is the correct one. Should be the correct one. Okay. So 1.12.1 release 3 days ago, and it is yes, not a minor, but a fix release, maintenance release for the 1.12 that was out 2 months ago. And this one is really focused on performance and on improving stuff when dealing with, let's say, edge cases. Because we're starting to have users that are dealing with Microcks and with, for example, open API files that have thousands of lines with open APIs that deals with hundreds of operations, this kind of stuff. And we starting to, yes, to reach some limits, or at least to realize that some stuff could be improved regarding the performance, regarding the resource consumption on the Microx side. So we have a bunch of new features. Typically, we have this one that is really interesting. You may know that Microx is keeping metrics of your different mocks on your different tests. And these metrics were computed in real time. So most of the time, this is not a problem because maybe you're using a local instance or just sharing an instance of Microcks with, let's say, some coworkers or dozens of people. But we started to have users, adopters that have Microcks instances that is used by thousands of people. And we noticed that this gathering of statistics, this computing of statistics may slow up things sometimes. And so we have this new, this nice proposition from Approva to be able to batch this computation of statistics. And so by just introducing a small delay and grouping stuff together with small batch, we just made a huge improvement on the resource consumption, and we just get rid of all the slowdown that appeared when using Microcks intensively. So this is a really nice enhancement for Microcks instances that are used by many, many, many different peoples. So really nice one to have. Another really nice one to have, and sometimes I feel a bit ashamed because this is something we should have seen before. In fact, we didn't enable the gzip compression on the API for, let's say, the latest release. So I think at one time, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, it was there. But and probably during an upgrade of Spring Boot framework or something, it just had been disabled and we didn't enable it. So we just re-enabled this and also yes, observe some really nice enhancement regarding the size of payloads. Here again, if you're dealing with OpenAPI files, with services, with dozens of operations with dozens of request response pairs and so on. This can improve things a lot regarding the UI responsiveness, but also the CLI responsiveness. So upgrade if you just has this kind of symptoms on your sides and wanted to get rid of them. I'm not going to get through all the different fixes, but these are some really important ones here. This one, we had some kind of security issues regarding the filtering of sensitive data from secrets. So these secrets were not just revealed to anyone. You still have to be authenticated and be authorized to access this sensitive data. But we felt that even being an administrator, you don't have to be able to reread a previous password or the previous token you have previously recorded in Microcks. So we removed and we masked, we obfuscated all this sensitive data, even for managers and administrators. So feel free to upgrade also as well.
Yeah,
And
just
yeah,
Laurent on this one because we were dealing about feedback previously, and that's also maybe especially on this one to thanks BNP Paribas, which is a public adopter of Microcks, and they have done a security assessment on their deployment because they have multiple instances of Microcks in production for more than 2 years. And this is coming from them. So thanks to them for this feedback and for having sending this information to us up front, and that's how it has been let's say improve. So a good
exactly.
illustration, let's say, of why feedback is important.
Yes. And just wanted to finish on these three ones that are closely related. I was talking that we start to work with huge OpenAPI specs, and typically one that comes to my mind is the one by Stripe. So if you have ever look at the Stripe OpenAPI, I think it's more than 5 MB. Some things like 1,000 different type definitions, 1,000 different operations, and so on. So very huge one. And so we just here starting to deal with edge cases and fix some stuff. So typically we faced limitation in the JSON or the YAML parser because there is some protection to avoid overflow, this kind of stuff. So we removed this limitation. We also worked on preventing circular dependencies. Typically, this is something that may happen in OpenAPI. Nothing prevents you from declaring or reusing circular dependencies, but so this is something that may happen. And in that case, previously Microcks will behave badly. Now this is fixed, and we have developed several strategies to be able to have, let's say, some kind of nice fallbacks in case of circular dependencies, but not to have, yes, hard crashes like we had before. So yeah, as I said before, nice enhancement, performance, resource consumption, and being able to go above the previous limits. And I think that's it for the
Yeah,
one dot
maybe
12.1.
during that period, we also have had a new public adopter. If you would like to click on the adopter file, it's within the release note as well. And it's also, let's say, for all the people who are going to watch, let's say, the recording, a reminder that we need you. If you are using Microcks within your organization, please tell us, do a PR on the adopter file, or ask us for some support to do so, and join, let's say, all those companies who are just showcasing their use cases and express their support. That's also very important for us. As I said at the beginning, we are on a way to level up within the CNCF, and the fact that we have public adopters who express, let's say, their use cases, share the fact that they are using Microcks for their own business and so on. It's very important. So don't be shy. If you are using Microcks, tell us and join the adopter list, please. And don't forget as well to put a star on GitHub. That's also an important stuff that we follow up, and we love to receive star on the main repo. By the way, yeah, we reach more than 1,700 stars, which is good. So let's move to 2K. All right, I think that's a quite nice overview for what was new for the latest 2 weeks. We're certainly gonna have more to share during the summertime, and especially in September. Oh yeah, we have this topic to cover, which is a very nice new feature and improvement. So please go ahead, Laurent.
Yeah, so here, this is upcoming in Microcks. This is related to a discussion we had some time ago about the scripting support in Microcks, the ability to extend Microcks behavior with custom scripts. And we faced a limitation that our scripting engine, that is Groovy, is not able to work in different, let's say, in any situation. So typically, when we are producing a very small container image that is natively compiled, Groovy is not able to work in this way. So we were looking for, let's say, not a replacement, but another alternative, side Groovy. And we were experimenting stuff using JavaScript, using an implementation that is GraalJS that can be run into a JVM as well as in a native image. And yeah, 2 weeks ago, we started this POC with Andrea. Andrea submitted this POC about using QuickJS4j, that is a wrapper, a Java wrapper around QuickJS, that is a JavaScript, ECMAScript implementation. And so we made some iterations. They had some really nice discussions with Andrea as well. And finally, we have something that is working really well, okay, and that is ready to be merged in Microcks. So be prepared to have an alternative to Groovy, an alternative that is able also to work in our stripped down version of Microcks, that is Microcks Uber native. And this will be probably based on QuickJS implementation. So it'll be
Great.
pretty easy to extend Microcks using JavaScript.
And it should also maybe, for people who are doing, let's say, EV dispatching rules, that should also improve performances. So not sure?
Not sure. Yeah, the drawback of Groovy is not really the performance. It's not. It's quite good as doing optimized stuff for the JVM.
Okay.
The drawback of Groovy is that it relies heavily on the JVM mechanisms like dynamic byte, dynamic compilation of Java classes, this kind of stuff, reflection, dynamic invocation. So Groovy works very well in a JVM, but is not able to work outside. So that's the limitation we are chasing here.
So for adopters who are using Groovy today and big, let's say, script, tell us, do some benchmark and tell us
Yeah.
if one is better than the other. But in any case, the good point is now through this contribution, when it's going to be merged and released within the next version, you're going to be able to use it on the Microcks native images, which is a big
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, if you want to get some ideas of the Groovy performance in Microcks, you can check the issue. It is in a closed one because recently we did some big improvement regarding the performance by enabling the caching in Groovy. This is a feature we didn't use in the past. And so we had a complete test suite for this. And yeah, if you want to check stuff, yeah, you have the ability, yes, to get some really nice, yes, performances as well using Groovy, even if you don't using basic scripts. Like this one is pretty, let's say long, but it is parsing dates, parsing JSON, iterating over an arrays, serializing JSON in string back. So it's doing a lot of stuff, but yes, with caching, you can see that we have this ability to to get really high numbers regarding the performance.
And Hugo joined us. So hi, Hugo.
Yeah.
Welcome on board.
Hey, hello, folks.
How you doing? Anything to discuss and share with us for the latest 20 minutes that we may spend together?
No, sorry about joining late. I think no news or interesting topics on my side, unfortunately.
So that's fine. We are always happy to have you on board. So thanks a lot for joining. So I think we covered Laurent all the latest news and brand new, let's say, features which are coming or which are already available on the latest 1.12.1 release. So that's very cool. And as I said previously, we're gonna keep you posted on what we are working on during the summertime, but also in September, we are planning to do September till the end of the year some events. So it's already fully booked. We will be in KubeCon North America in Atlanta. So if you are joining KubeCon North America, don't hesitate, let's say, to tell us in advance, book meetings, and let's say going to be more than happy, let's say, to meet any Microcks community members or CNCF users in Atlanta. So that's done and confirmed. So Hugo, we're certainly going to see you there. And we are working on trying to do our best to do DevOps Belgium, like what we have done for the previous years. Still waiting, let's say, for CFPs and see if we are lucky or not this year, and maybe some others. So we'll keep you posted, but the end of the year and after summertime, it's usually, let's say, quite packed regarding events on which we used to attend or do our best to attend. And the other good point to share is KubeCon India in a few weeks. We know that we're going to have some Microcks community members and especially mentees that we mentor. Laurent and I mentor during 3 months through the LFINX mentorship program. We know that some of them are going to be at KubeCon India. So if you like to have some information on Microcks, you are in good hand with all the Microcks Indian community that will be on site, which is great. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm certainly missing some of the events, and maybe Hugo, I don't know if you would like to share some information on API days, on the async API conference tour, because I think you've done the latest one, including a Kubernetes container day, if I'm not saying any bullshit.
Well, we have been attending a couple of events like KCDs and Async API, API days and Async API conference within the API days. Mostly like attendees helping out with the Async API booth. and discussing and helping out Lucas and other teams as part of that. I think the only event that is coming soon, basically in a little bit more than a month, it's API World, where we will talk about test containers and Microcks. So I think this is going to be the big one in Santa Clara, California, here in the US, for being able to share, what's new in test containers, and if anyone wants to mock or test APIs, then how you can use Microcks for doing that. It's basically based on the work that Laurent has been doing around that same session and on helping out people to do the integration tests. And we'll be attending also KubeCon, so we'll be happy to see you there. I don't have any session accepted, so it's gonna be mostly as an attendee, but happy to help man the booth or engage in conversations if there's anything happening.
I think for KubeCon North America, we still don't know if we have session accepted. I think CFP is closed, but decisions are not made already. If I'm
Yeah, not either for the main event or the co-located tracks.
correct, yeah. So we still have a chance. And of course, if we have a talk accepted, we'll let you know, because we have submitted quite a lot this time. So we'll see. Finger crossed.
Exactly.
Important to attach to an interesting project or a known person to easy the process.
Yeah.
But so, did I understand correctly, or are you going to be attending KubeCon India?
No, not us personally, but Indian community and especially Mantis.
Okay, but
Microcks Mantis will be at KubeCon India. Yes.
awesome,
Which
perfect.
means that you at KubeCon India, you will have people who are part of the Microcks community, know Microcks from the inside, and can, let's say, help you and answer any question that you may have if you are planning to join KubeCon India. Just reach out on Discord, by the way, if you are planning to be an attendee at KubeCon India, and if you like to discuss with Microsoft community, reach out on Discord, and I'm sure that you're gonna have a few names who are gonna offer, let's say, some meetings and appointments, because the Indian community is quite active, which is great.
Good.
All right. I think regarding Laurent and I think that's fine for today regarding this community meeting. I don't know, Destiny or Hugo, if you have any other topic to bring on board or anything to share. Otherwise, it's fine with us, let's say, to close the meeting just 5 minutes in advance. That's okay.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything yet. So I'll go through some of the repository and see. Yeah, yeah, basically go through the test container and the documentation and see how I can use it and stuff. Give my feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. In any
Perfect.
case, yeah, feel free to join us in the next community meetings if you have some questions or just want to go through documentation. It will be our pleasure to have you.
Clearly. Yeah, very cool. All right, so I think we're going to close this community meeting number 20 and see you in 2 weeks on a different time zone, and keep going on contributing and let's say moving forward on mocking and testing using Microcks. Thanks a lot to all, and see you pretty soon.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thank
Have
you,
a nice
everyone.
evening. Bye.
Bye-bye.